This video is going to be about how to know if you are an introvert. Now, the first thing you want to do when it comes to know if you are an introvert or not, you want to look into your social circles, your social group, and pay attention to the energy within those groups, those circles that you're hanging out with. Pay attention to how they treat you. Pay attention to the energy. Pay attention to how they talk to you, etc. Because you'll know for sure when you don't click with somebody. You'll know for sure when you do click with certain people. You'll instantly know. It's just going to hit you like, oh, okay, yeah, I click with this person. No, I don't click with that person. We don't blend. Right? You'll know for sure, right? To get to know somebody long enough to know, yeah, we do click. There's some people that you just don't click with at all, right? But as a collective, hanging out with a whole group of people, and you wind up feeling left out without even being left out, meaning the people that you're hanging out with, they have a way of making you feel alone. And this happens a lot, with introverts that find out that they are an introvert, is that they find out that the people that they hang around with, their social group, makes them feel alone without ever being alone. Like, it's possible to be around a group of people and to still be alone. A lot of people don't realize that. Like, just because you're around people, just because you got all these friends, that don't mean you still ain't alone. That don't mean you're still not alone. You're still alone. You can feel alone, right? It's possible to be alone, literally by yourself, and not feel lonely, and still not feel you're alone, right? It's possible. I have felt that way in my life, where I hanged out with a whole group of people, having a social group, and I just felt alone. There's something within the atmosphere or whatever, just the vibe that I was getting from hanging out with this group, and just knowing we do not click, we do not blend. There's no way that I blend in with you people. There's no way that I can relate to you people. No matter how hard I try, it's not going to work, right? The energy is just off for the most part. You feel this lack of connection, hence why you feel alone. So that's the first thing to look at when it pertains to being an introvert. How you know if you are an introvert. If you find yourself feeling out of place, out of sorts by being around this social group, this social circle that you are friends with, they're not really your friends, right? And if these people that are, your so-called friend, but they do not make you feel included into the clique, they're not really your friend. You're more so just an acquaintance or an associate to them, which really means nothing. An acquaintance, an associate really means nothing. That's nothing to hold on to, right? It's either you're my friend or you're not. Point blank. There's no such thing as an acquaintance or as an associate. You can have associates, but there's no point in having them. That's just a lazy way of saying that we're no longer friends, right? But you want to look out for that and pay attention to the friends that you have, right? Friends is just a title, but it's the type of friends that you have. It's the personalities. It's the characters that are, that's involved, right? It's the energies that's involved, right? And if you have friends that make you feel left out, you got friends that ghost you from time to time, you got friends that somewhat gaslight you, or friends that avoid you, right? They're cool with you one day, next day they act like they don't even know you. Well, that's a red flag, right? And if you see a pattern of this all the time, with all the friendships you've had, all the social groups that you've been in, then you know for sure that you are, stepping into an introverted role in your life. You're becoming more introverted, not because you want to, because that's just how it is. You're just not connecting and clicking well with people. And listen, you can't connect with everybody. Not everybody's made to click with everybody. That's not the case. Especially nowadays, you're not going to click with everybody. You're not going to blend in with everybody. For a lot of extroverts, they have more luck with connecting and clicking with other people. No matter how hard you try, like as an introvert, no matter how hard you try, you can never feel like you fit in with these people. You can never really blend in and feel like you are a part of this clique. No matter how hard you try, because the energy is off. The people that you're trying to win over, they don't even accept you as one of them. And that's the problem. You don't want to be in a friendship with people, be part of a clique where you're not even accepted. That makes no sense, right? So for you introverts, if you feel out of place around people, they don't even got to be your friend. Just out of place in general, like the vibe is off sometimes, or you just don't blend in well with people. There's just a disconnect, a natural disconnect. Then, you're definitely an introvert in my book, right? Now, there's a lot of things that make you an introvert, but that's one reason. That's one thing to look at that makes you an introvert, right? Is feeling left out around people, feeling alone around a whole group of people, not being accepted, not feeling like you blend in with these people, right? That can lead someone to being an introvert, because now they take that with them. They take that proof of, well, I just don't fit in with these group of people. I just don't blend in well with this circle. So I'm just going to be more introverted. I'm going to be more withdrawn, quiet, distant. And this is what tends to happen, And for me, this proof was in the pudding, middle school and high school, right? And I came into a whole new school, a brand new school, after leaving my old town, leaving in a previous school where I already had friends. I already had a group of friends that I was already cool with. We already have a bond together. We had a bond together. I connected well with these group of friends. And then I basically had to start over into a whole different school, a whole different environment, how to move. I had to completely start from scratch to gain new friends and make new friends and build bonds and stuff. And that shit was hard. That wasn't easy to do. That was not easy at all to do, because I had to get accustomed to the culture within the school and adjust to it. And that wasn't easy. So I found myself having a real hard time making friends. in middle school. Everybody else had it easy. Everybody else had it, you know, not like me, but I was like the brand new kid. It's like everybody just knew each other. There was cliques and stuff. Everybody stuck together. And I was just this new kid coming in, new kid on the block. Didn't know anybody. I was a new face. So adjusting was very hard. And getting to know other kids was even more challenging, right? It's like the environment that I was in was not allowing me to fit in, was not allowing me to connect with the kids I was in, with the other kids, right? It wasn't allowing me, right? I know that sounds crazy in a sense, but trust and believe. If you know, you know. Like, you know when you just don't fit in a circle or in a group, you're in a classroom setting, and you just know the vibe is off. You instantly know. Like, as an empath, as somebody that's spiritually sensitive to energy, you know something is off when you're in that classroom. Everybody else is all cool, buddy with each other, hooking up, and you're the only one that's left out. You're the odd man out, the outcast. And that's been pretty much my entire middle school, high school tenured, right? So when it comes to being an introvert, you know, it's going to be hard to accept the fact that you are that for a while, right? Because as humans, we're naturally inclined to connect with other people. But there has to be a time where you just accept it for what it is, right? Now, you may be fine with just being an introvert. Me personally, I'm fine. At this stage of my life, I'm fine with being an introvert. I have no problems with it because I know as an introvert, I can still communicate. I can still be social. Like, just because you're an introvert, that does not mean you're immune from having any social interactions. You can still interact with people, just on a more moderate basis, right? You're not going to be talking to everybody every 5 minutes of the day. You know, you're not going to be talking to this person left and right. You're not going to be hanging out with 100 people in the entire day. Like, it's going to be selective. You have to understand, when you're an introvert, you're very selective, socially selective with who you talk to, who you spend your time with. A lot of people that are extroverts, they're not selective. They'll just let anybody in their home, they'll just allow anybody in, you know, to steal their time, take their energy. They'll allow anybody to just, you know, be in their life, right? Without really paying attention to the content of their character, right? They'll just allow anybody in their life, but without any discernment, without, you know, trying to really figure out a person first, get to know them. But us introverts, we're more aware of who we allow into our lives. You know, I look at us as having higher standards when it comes to socializing. We pick and choose. Like I said, we're selective of who we let into our life. And I feel like at this point, that's very smart to move. It's very smart to move that way, to be selective. So if you're also someone, right? If you're someone that's selective, socially selective on who you want to spend your time with in general, that to me makes you an introvert. If you find yourself being more socially selective, you are an introvert. So that's just one of the two things to look out for, right? One of the signs that you are an introvert. Now, I know there's a lot more signs that make you an introvert, and I know I did not cover that in this video. Perhaps in another video I'll cover more signs of an introvert, but for now, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. And so I'm out.